What's up, everybody? It's your boy Proftrof, and we're back again with another video. This is Absolute Mad Lads, the White Death. Let's check it out. So I know about the White Death. He was a soldier when Russia invaded. He supposedly did not have a scope on his rifle, and he killed upwards of 150 people, I think, without a scope, in like the coldest, most fucking awful conditions, without a scope, in the Second World War.
There was once a man who struck crippling fear into the hearts of his enemies, so much so that they used to all tell frightening stories about him, about how many of their comrades that he'd killed, and scariest of all, how none of them had seen him coming, almost like he was a ghost. And he was a ghost story. And nothing scarier than a ghost story that's actually true. They even gave this man a special name, and while they were telling stories about him around the campfire, they always felt like they were being watched. Because they were being watched. White Death.
Oh, and I'm pretty sure he got shot in the face, right? And I think he survived and lived till he was pretty old, which is pretty badass. Can I make a KKK joke? White Death? By the way, someone let me know that KKK leaders or whatever, they're called Grand Wizards. Grand Wizards.
Simo Haya was born on the 17th of December 1905 in Finland, and he lived in a village near the Russian border. He was a farmer, a hunter, and a very good skier. He was 17 when he joined the Finnish White Guard voluntary militia, and one of the things that really stood out about him was he was an extremely good marksman, and his home ended up being filled with marksmanship trophies that he won over the years. Once he completed his short stint of military service, Simo was asked if he would like to purchase the rifle that he trained with, which was a bolt-action M2830 variation of the Mosin Nagant. Simo bought the rifle and practiced with.
Yeah, this is the rifle. This is the weapon I have the most fucking experience in Escape from Tarkov.
Variation of the Mosin Nagant.
OP piece of shit.
Simo
I love it.
bought the rifle and practiced with it so much that it felt like an extra limb to him. Then came 1939, the start of World War II, and in November of 1939 the Soviets decided to invade Finland in what would be known as the Winter War, and Simo was called back in for military service. Simo was assigned to 6th Company as a sniper, and he was offered a more modern rifle to fight with, but Simo refused and insisted on using his cherished 2830, something that worked out very well for him because due to the extreme cold, the Finns and the Soviets had constant weapon malfunctions, something that Simo never experienced because he was so well versed in the maintenance of his weapon. Despite the Russians having overwhelming numbers, they get absolutely wrecked in the Winter War. I mean, look at these stats. Look at them.
Commanders and leaders. Joseph Stalin. Nice one, Stalin. Strength 300 to 340k. Wow, look at like the soldiers. Yeah, they probably had double the soldiers, the Russian army, but look at the fucking tank difference. Finland 32 tanks. Russia 2,500 to 6,500 tanks. 114 aircrafts to 3,800 aircrafts. I mean, I'm pretty sure. So from history, I know from history class back in school, I know that it was a very bad winter, and usually during bad winters, back then, I don't know how tanks are nowadays, but tanks then were, you cannot use them, like they just didn't work. Okay, so it was just a giant piece of shit steel that doesn't do shit. Damn, let's look at the casualties. 25,000 for the Finland. Dead or missing, 100. Oof. Oh, they lost all the tanks. Jesus, the Russians lost upwards of 1,000 tanks? God damn.
That is absolutely atrocious. There were many reasons as to why the Russians performed so badly. For starters, the Russians were still using their standard green uniforms, which means in the snow they stuck out like a sore thumb. What also didn't help the Russians was the fact that they had almost no experienced military leaders or strategists,
Just go there.
because Stalin purged them all. So this kind of made them easy targets.
Yeah, what we learn in history, I don't know how accurate this is, because, propaganda and all that shit, is that what the Russians did when they invaded Finland is like throw people and say, go invade that shit. That's all they did. Like, go invade that shit.
Simo adopted some very effective tactics to hide his position. He would wear complete head-to-toe white camouflage. He would also pack snow around himself to hide where he was. He would also pack down the snow in front of his rifle so that the muzzle blast wouldn't puff snow into the air. And he would also pack snow into his mouth so that his breath wouldn't mist up in the cold. All of this combined meant that there would be nothing to give away Simo's position. And Simo would sit like this for hours in temperatures as low as -40, just waiting for a Russian patrol to wander into his sights. He would then start picking them off, and because of all the precautions that he took, they couldn't figure out where he was firing from. Apparently as well, because of the terrain, his gunshot would reverberate and echo all over the place, so they couldn't even use that to figure out where he was firing from, and all they could do was sit there helpless.
So, like, the Mosin gets fucking pole action. So it's not like toop 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 and they're all dead, right? It's a toop toop toop. Maybe he's faster, I don't know. But that would be fucking awful to be a soldier there. Like, bam, you see one of your buddies dead. Like, what the fuck? Looking around, bam, another one's dead. Bam, another one's dead.
Like, as they were getting picked off one by one.
Over here, come on.
By an invisible enemy. A ghost. The White Death. And that is what Simo did for the entirety of the war. He would lie in wait, waiting to ambush Russian patrols, or he would take up overwatch positions when he knew a Russian assault was coming, and he just kept racking up the kills. Simo became so effective at killing Russians that the Russians started telling ghost stories about the White Death, and all that was doing was spreading fear through the ranks and completely demoralising the men.
And anyone that's played a Total War game or has studied history a little bit knows that one of the most important things when leading armies and all that shit is morale. You can either make or break it, baby. You can make or break it.
They truly were afraid of Simo because he'd killed so many of them, and it got so bad that Moscow sent a team of snipers to the front line with the sole mission of killing Simo. However, Simo killed all of them, so Russia had to send more. Simo was on average killing 5 enemies per day. On his best day he killed 40. And for the whole duration of the Winter War, Simo got 505 confirmed snipers.
Why do I remember 150? That's insane. 500 people ended.
Sniper kills.
Jesus.
And that was just during the duration of the Winter War. That was 3 months. And as it was during winter, there was fewer daylight hours. And even despite that, he managed to get 505 confirmed sniper kills in the space of 3 months. But the most impressive thing about that is Simo did all of that using only iron sights. Simo just didn't like scopes. He knew that if he used one, he would have to raise his head a few inches higher, which would make him a bigger target. He also knew that the scopes would fog up all the time in the cold, and also the sunlight would reflect off of them and give away his position, which is something that he used to pinpoint other snipers to take them down. So he just didn't use one. Simo Haya, original no-scoper. Unfortunately, on the 6th of March 1940, one of the snipers sent by Moscow managed to finally get the drop on Simo and hit him in the face with an exploding round. The round hit Simo in the lower left jaw and completely blew away his jawbone and most of his teeth, and he lost consciousness, but fortunately one of his squad mates managed to rescue him and carry him to safety, and his squad mate recalled that half of Simo's face had been blown off. Simo survived and regained consciousness a week later on March the 13th, which is the day the Winter War ended. Simo was then promoted from corporal all the way up to second lieutenant, which
I
at the
don't know what that
time was
is.
the biggest rank jump in Finnish military history. He was gifted a unique honorary Model 28 rifle, and then he was also given a farm by the Finnish government
Nice.
as thanks for his services. In Simo's recollections of the war, he told the story about one time that he and his men captured a Russian soldier. What they did was blindfolded him and brought him back to a party in a tent, and they all got really drunk and danced together. And apparently the Russian soldier was really, really sad when he found out he was getting sent back. I don't think the Russian soldier was sad because he was not going to see his new friends again. I think it's because he knew what was going to happen to him when he got sent back. When Simo retired from his military service, he took up
It's a
dog
cute
breeding
ass
and
dog.
continued hunting. He even went hunting with the Finnish president, and he
Nice.
also entered into lots of hunting competitions, and he won them all. Of course he did.
Of course
During an
he did.
interview in 1998, when he was asked how he became such a good sniper, he simply replied, "Practice." It did take Simo many years and many plastic surgeries to recover from his wound, but he went
I mean,
on.
that's the thing most people don't seem to understand nowadays. I don't know why this thing seems to be like why common sense seems to be such a thing that's missing from a lot of people nowadays. Like when they ask, how did you become so good at something? And the answer, 99% is by doing that thing, right? But when people ask that question, they're not looking for the answer to the answer you're gonna give them. They're looking for easy ways to accomplish the things you've accomplished through hard work, but without the hard work, okay? But it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. I mean, I would love if it did, but it doesn't work like that.
Want to live a very long life. He was buried in Ruokolahti after he passed away in a war veterans nursing home in 2002 at the age of 95 years old.
95.
This guy was
Nice.
a much requested one, and I can definitely see why. He's
Fucking badass.
definitely earned the title of Mad Lad. Thank you for your service.
It's Count Dankula on YouTube.
What a
Everybody should
fucking
subscribe.
beast. Hey, I'm glad the Finnish army and the Finnish government saw him as the hero he was for the people. I don't know if I have any Finnish fans, anyone that from Finland and watches me, but if I do, let me know what y'all think about the White Death. Like, what do they teach you in school about him? Is he like a sung hero, or is he just mentioned in your history books? I'm quite curious about this. Anyway, this was Absolute Mad Lads, the White Dead. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time, buddy. Have a nice fucking day.